Stay alert. Tomorrow might look like any other day, but it could quietly become the turning point of your month. The price of missing it is greater than you realize. August 13th isn't about chaos or catastrophe. It's the midpoint of a hidden energetic shift. The tipping point where the chosen either secure their path or let it slip away. We're still under the subtle influence of the last moon, and tomorrow, every word, every choice, every action carries weight. One careless step could ripple for weeks. This window will set something in motion, something that shapes what comes next. And maybe, just maybe, you're the one meant to feel it. What you think is just a personal choice. Tomorrow becomes the new standard for your entire energetic field. For chosen ones, August 13th isn't about waiting to see what happens. It's about writing the code that reality follows for you until next month. Tomorrow, the energy doesn't just happen to you. You are the anchor, the pivot, the calibration point. If you let chaos sink into you, reality will treat it like an open invitation to bring more. If you hold your ground in integrity, everything around you starts reshaping to match it. Every word you speak, every small decision, every emotion you let take root, it all gets recorded as the new normal for your field. This isn't the universe testing you, it's the universe copying you, and that means what you project tomorrow will be what you live inside for the weeks ahead. The enemy of your next level is comfort, dressed up as alignment. One of the biggest traps for chosen ones on August 13th is mistaking stillness for peace. It's easy to convince yourself that you're in flow, when in reality you're in spiritual paralysis. Tomorrow carries a strange undertone, the kind that makes you feel like it's okay to slow down, wait things out, and coast for a bit. But that quiet isn't a gift, it's bait. This isn't the kind of pause that restores you, it's the kind of pause that lulls you out of alignment with your mission. Many will think they're resting when they're actually disconnecting from the very momentum that was about to carry them to the next level. The August 13th energy has a way of disguising stagnation as clarity, of wrapping hesitation in the warm blanket of divine timing, when really it's just the wrong timing to stop. Some of the most significant breakthroughs are lost in moments like this, not because someone failed, but because they hesitated in a moment designed for movement. If you fall into that trap tomorrow, you might not realize until weeks later that the path you were meant to take quietly vanished while you were aligning yourself. Whatever you preach, August 13th will ask you to practice quietly alone with no witnesses. Tomorrow won't come with big signs or dramatic tests. It won't challenge you with chaos or confrontation. Instead, it will silently hold up a mirror to your own beliefs and see if they hold weight when nobody's watching. This is the kind of energetic test that slips under your radar. One that doesn't look like a test at all until you realize you've either passed or failed. False spirituality will crumble under this kind of pressure. Those who have been speaking words they don't live by will feel an unease they can't explain. Chosen ones who have built their growth on surface-level habits or ego will find those illusions stripped away. The light you claim to carry will be measured not by how brightly you display it, but by whether it can actually burn through the moments of quiet scrutiny August 13th will bring. This isn't about being exposed to others, it's about being exposed to yourself, seeing the gap between who you say you are and who you actually are when no one is there to applaud. Not everyone who listens is safe, especially tomorrow. On August 13th, the air will feel charged in a way that draws out certain types of people and energies, not to help you, but to feed on you. These aren't always the obvious manipulators or the ones who openly drain you. Sometimes they show up as the sympathetic ear, the one who nods along while you unload your frustrations. But what they're really doing is siphoning the power out of your words, your emotions, and your vulnerability. You might notice a stronger than usual urge to talk tomorrow, to share your thoughts, your doubts, your victories, or even your anger. That's not random. This particular energetic window has a way of magnifying inner tension until you feel like you have to let it out. But the moment you do, That energy doesn't just evaporate, it lands somewhere, it gets absorbed, and not everyone who catches it will hold it with care. The more personal and unfiltered your words are, the more potent they are to someone who knows how to feed off them. These spiritual parasites don't always know they're doing it either. Some will repeat your exact phrases back to you days later, but twisted in a way that feels strange. Others will suddenly start mimicking your energy, wearing your expressions, even echoing your insights, all because they've pulled something from you and made it their own. Tomorrow is not the day to process your feelings through anyone who hasn't proven their spiritual integrity over time. It's the day to hold certain truths in silence, to let your inner processing happen without an audience. Every word you speak is a current, and August 13th makes those currents strong enough to be stolen, and once they're gone, you can't call them back. On most days, regret feels like a weight, a punishment for doing something wrong, but on August 13th, regret will work differently. It won't just be about the past, it will be a signal about the present, a kind of echo from the future that's trying to warn you before the real damage is done. This could come as a sudden pang right after a conversation, a quiet voice in your head after you've agreed to something, or even a physical heaviness after making a choice you thought was harmless. You might feel it and think, "That's strange, I don't usually react this way." That strangeness is the point. Regret tomorrow isn't punishment, it's a message from the version of you who already knows the outcome. If you dismiss it as overthinking, you'll miss the opportunity to shift your path before it solidifies. If you lean into it and examine why it's there, you'll find that it's pointing directly at something you need to adjust or walk away from. August 13th carries an unusual sensitivity to cause and effect. The gap between your action and its ripple is shorter than usual. Think of it like this. Tomorrow, every choice you make is being instantly tested against the blueprint of the life you're building. Regret is your early warning system telling you when a move doesn't align with that blueprint. If you ignore it, you'll still get the lesson, but it might come the hard way and much later. So, when regret shows up on August 13th, treat it as a rare gift. Stop. Look at what triggered it. Ask yourself who benefits from you making that choice, and whether it's really you. The wrong move will go unnoticed by the world, but seen by the realm that matters. Tomorrow isn't about spectacle. There won't be trumpets, no dramatic lightning strikes announcing that something is being evaluated. The check-in will be silent but precise. Think of it as a scan, a reading of where your energy stands right now and whether it's aligned with the path you've been claiming to walk. This isn't judgment in the human sense. No one's going to punish you, but there are forces, guides, protectors, even the higher aspects of yourself watching to see how you carry yourself when you think no one's keeping track. The way you react to a small inconvenience, the thoughts you entertain when you're alone, the choice you make between self-discipline and self-indulgence. These micro-decisions tomorrow speak volumes in the spiritual realm. This day isn't testing your strength, it's reading your readiness. If you've been calling in higher opportunities, bigger stages, or deeper spiritual assignments, tomorrow is where you quietly prove you're ready to handle them. It's not about fear or paranoia, it's about awareness. A careless slip in integrity tomorrow may not cause an immediate fall, but it could delay the very thing you've been asking for, because the realm that matters won't hand over something you're not actively prepared to carry. The danger lies in treating it like just another day. Tomorrow's energy is deceptively subtle, quiet enough to make you forget that something is actually in motion. But every moment tomorrow is a moment you could either reinforce your alignment or drift from it without realizing. And the ones who drift won't even notice until the door they've been waiting for quietly closes. The ones who notice the signal will rise before the wave even hits. Most people miss what matters not because it's hidden, but because it's quiet. They've been conditioned to expect spiritual shifts to arrive with fireworks, to wait for the flash, the collapse, the moment so dramatic that it leaves no doubt. But real power rarely moves like that, because this day doesn't bring the shift. It whispers that it's already begun. The change isn't waiting to happen, it's already in motion. And those who are spiritually sensitive enough will feel it like a low hum beneath their skin. A subtle recalibration in the air, not a portal, not an attack, just pressure, a tilt, a signal. That's what makes this day so critical. It's not meant to impress you, it's meant to measure you. It doesn't offer clarity through evidence, it offers clarity through presence. If you're fully in tune with yourself, you'll feel the field rearranging. You'll feel the current begin to shift directions almost imperceptibly. You'll sense the invisible decision point, that invisible moment when timelines start to drift apart. Most people won't notice, but chosen ones will, because chosen ones aren't here to chase signs. They're here to respond to silence. They recognize movement in the pause. They sense truth in the air before it's spoken aloud. And tomorrow is a day built for that kind of spiritual language. A language that doesn't announce itself, but answers those who are already listening. What makes this moment so rare is that it doesn't come with pressure to act. It's not asking for performance. It's watching your positioning, not your posture on the outside, your alignment on the inside. How you hold yourself when nothing external is demanding anything from you. That's the point. The test isn't whether you move, it's whether you stay in tune when no one's pushing you, pulling you, or validating your choices. There's a fine line between awareness and unconsciousness tomorrow, and most will unconsciously step over it, mistaking stillness for safety, silence for emptiness, and calm for irrelevance. But those who understand what's happening will feel the energy lock into place around them, like stepping into the eye of a storm that hasn't touched the surface yet. It's not chaos, it's configuration. And that's where August 13th becomes dangerous. Not because something bad is coming, but because something precise is being recorded. It doesn't look like change. It is change, just quiet, just gentle enough to slip past the attention of everyone who needs noise to feel awake. But the chosen ones, the ones who live at the edge of intuition, they'll notice. They'll feel the micro shift, the spiritual equivalent of a tectonic plate adjusting beneath their feet. That's the real risk. Not disaster, not failure. Spiritual misalignment, disguised as business as usual. Because if you don't treat this day with intention, it will treat you like background noise. This is your invitation to tune in, not because something loud is happening, but because something exact is forming, and it's checking to see if you're awake enough to align with it. This day is the signal, not the wave. The wave comes later, and when it hits, you'll either already be in position, or you'll realize you missed your moment the day you weren't paying attention. And that's when it will be too late to reposition, because by then the current will already be moving with or without you. The energy you wake up in is the one you've secretly been carrying. Tomorrow morning it finally shows its face. Tomorrow might not greet you politely. It will pull the curtain back on your inner state before you've had the chance to mask it with coffee, a smile, or your daily distractions. The very first feeling that stirs in you, whether it's peace, restlessness, joy, dread, or a strange emptiness, is not random. It's the truest readout of your soul's current frequency. That first emotional spark is a snapshot of where you really are without the filters. And here's the part most people miss. It's not just revealing where you are, it's showing you where you're headed, if nothing changes. Think about it. The first emotion after waking is pure. It slips past all the mental edits and self-talk you normally use to control your mood. You haven't yet put on the mask you show the world. That's why tomorrow morning's first feeling is gold, because it's raw truth. If it's joy, let it confirm you're aligned. Amplify it. Anchor into it before the day starts to chip away at it. If it's dread, don't shove it down. Investigate it. Is it pointing to a conversation you've avoided? A responsibility you've been resisting? If it's numbness, that's not nothing. That's a wake-up call that your spirit has been idling for too long. Your first emotion is not the whole story, but it's the headline of the chapter you're in. Tomorrow most people will ignore this sign. They'll roll out of bed, check their phone, and bury that first emotion under noise. But if you're a chosen one, you don't get to waste that data. That feeling is your unguarded self speaking in its purest voice. It's a direct line to your deeper truth. And here's where it gets even more important. On August 13th, the emotion you wake up with has extra sticking power. If you don't catch it and consciously choose what to do with it, it will quietly set the tone for your day. And that tone will spill over into the coming weeks. So tomorrow morning, before you speak to anyone, before you scroll, before you step into the noise, pause, name that first emotion. Decide if it's the seed you want to water, or if it's one you need to alchemize before it takes root. Because the moment you wake up, the energy you're in is already broadcasting. The question is, are you okay with the message it's sending? Your emotional echo becomes your spiritual scent. Don't let it rot. Every emotion you feel is more than a mood. It's a broadcast. It leaks out of you like a signal, like a scent. On most days, that signal fades and shifts naturally as life moves you through different situations. But August 13th is different. Tomorrow, whatever emotion you repeat becomes imprinted in your field in a way that sticks. It doesn't just color your day, it brands your energy for the weeks ahead. Think about it like this. Your aura is a fabric, and tomorrow's emotional repetitions are the dye. If you let boredom linger too long, you don't just feel bored, you wear boredom. If you let sarcasm or cynicism dominate, you don't just crack jokes, you marinate in that frequency until it becomes your default flavor. And if you let fear replay in the background, even subtly, it's like putting out an open invitation to situations that will feed that fear. The tricky part is that it won't feel like anything dramatic. You won't get some cosmic warning bell that says stop. You might think, oh, I'm just in a mood. But that mood will be tomorrow's ink, and you'll be writing your next chapter with it, whether you notice or not. The universe is always scanning for consistency, not drama. It's looking for patterns in you. And tomorrow, patterns will be locked in faster than usual. This isn't about forcing yourself to be fake happy or positive at all costs. That's just spiritual plastic wrap. This is about movement. If you feel joy, let it ripple into gratitude, into focus, into connection. Let it evolve, instead of stagnating. If you feel frustration, don't stew in it. Convert it into problem solving, action, or a deeper understanding of what's bothering you. Energy wants to flow. Repetition without transformation traps it, and on August 13th, trapped energy turns into your calling card. The thing that draws in more of itself. Whatever you repeat, you multiply. Whatever you multiply, you become. So tomorrow, treat your emotions like guests at a party. Let them visit, but don't let any one of them move in and take over the house. Keep your inner space dynamic, intentional, and alive. Because whether you realize it or not, August 13th is the day your spiritual scent gets bottled, and the world will be smelling it for weeks to come. You're not here to avoid traps, you're here to dominate them. This day is not the enemy, it's not a minefield you need to tiptoe through. It's a finely tuned arena, and if you know how to play in it, you can walk away sharper, stronger, and more aligned than you were the day before. Most people will treat tomorrow like any other day. They'll float, react, waste their first thoughts and their first actions on autopilot impulses. But chosen ones, you are not built for that kind of passive existence. Tomorrow's quiet chaos is your training ground. It's a day designed to test not how well you can hide from danger, but how decisively you can stand in your authority when subtle challenges try to pull you off course. The very stillness others find confusing will be the weapon in your hand if you choose to wield it. Tomorrow will not decide your future. You will, by the way, you stand in it. This is the day to be surgical with your choices, to say no without guilt, to cut ties with habits, distractions, and energies that dilute you, to recognize the difference between what feels comfortable and what actually moves you forward, and to choose the latter every single time. Your words tomorrow should be deliberate. Your movements should be clean. Every yes should mean yes. Every no should be final. You're not here to survive the undercurrents of this day. You're here to shape them. Let others be swept by the tide. You'll be the one steering the current. If you approach the day with clarity, your energy will echo long past the date itself, and when the next wave of opportunity or challenge arrives, you won't be scrambling to adapt. You'll already be standing in the position you chose. If you're still here, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video and want more, hit that subscribe button. It really helps the channel grow. I'd love to hear your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. Until next time, take care and stay tuned for more insightful content.